ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश। हरे कृष्णा। As you all know, this discipline of Madhavendra Puri. I don't know how much of you know that actually who is Madhavendra Puri and why he is so important in our Vaishnava Parampara. He is actually the founder, Acharya of Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. Like Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, but ISKCON is a small branch or sub branch. One second. तो मेरा क्लास शुरू हो गया है, तो मैं आमंत्रण लोगों ने फोन किया था, इससे मैंने आपको फोन करने का प्रयास किया था। हाँ तो नहीं, देखो ऐसा है, अभी तक कुल 25,000 रुपये वहाँ से क्लेम पास हुआ है और उससे ज्यादा मैं कुछ कमिट नहीं कर सकता, प्रयास कर। ठीक है, तो मैं अभी क्लास दे रहा हूँ, तो कट भी जाएगा मेरा ये 20 मिनट की वजह से मेरी क्लास भी कट जाएगी। मैं इसके बारे में कल ही बात करता हूँ और इससे ज्यादा मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता। मेरे घर का खेल नहीं है, जीवन को खेल नहीं होता है। You are there? Okay. So we will first try to know who is Madhavendra Puri and why his contribution is so immense and so important in our lineage. Actually, he is the one who connects the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara with the Madhvacharya Parampara in one way. And actually, he is the one who distinguishes the Gaudiya Madhav Sampada from the Madhvacharya Sampada. Both. He does both the things. He is the personality who is the interface, who connects also. And from him, the distinction, the difference which is there in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, Madhvacharya Parampara is established. Both things. So he has a very important role. And because of him, it is said that we had the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. Okay. So I will take from Chaitanya Charitamrita some of the verses which will establish about the contribution of Madhavendra Puri, and I will discuss. I will devote some 60% time today glorifying Sripad Madhavendra Puri, and then we will try to take at least one or two verses of our Bhagavad Gita. So this is Sri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service. And this chapter is dedicated, there is one full chapter dedicated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita speaking about the devotional service of Madhavendra Puri. And this chapter is being recited himself by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world, the day after tomorrow we will observe God Purnima, the day of the advent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Sripad Madhavendra Puri appeared at least some more than 50 years before he appeared. And Madhavendra Puri was the disciple of Sri Lakshmipati Tirtha. Lakshmipati Tirtha was a sannyasi in the line of Madhvacharya. If you will see our book, Bhagavad Gita, if you see the disciplic succession, you will see above Lord Chaitanya's name is mentioned on the 22nd number, and on the 21st number, Ishwar Puri, Nityanand and Advaita are mentioned. And before him, Madhavendra Puri is mentioned at serial number 20, and before him is Lakshmipati. This is Lakshmipati Tirtha. And where this lineage is coming from? They are all coming from Madhvacharya, Sripad Madhvacharya. As I have explained, that there are four bona fide disciplic succession. One is coming from Brahmaji, and the Acharya is Sripad Madhvacharya. Second is coming from Lakshmiji, and the Acharya is Sripad Ramanujacharya. And the third is coming from Rudra or Lord Shiva, and the Acharya is Vishnu Swami, or many times it is said that Vallabhacharya. And the fourth parampara is coming from the four Kumars, and the Acharya is Nimbarkacharya. So in the lineage of Madhvacharya came Sripad Madhavendra Puri, but he was very distinct. He was very, he exhibited the ecstatic symptom of love of Godhead, which was not found before in anyone. And what is his greatest contribution? Because he exhibited, or he manifested, or he showed the highest symptom of love of God in the highest rasa, which is the Madhurya rasa, or the conjugal love. So before him, whatever relationship or whatever rasa that was being experienced in the Madhvacharya lineage, mainly it was Vatsalya, or Dasya, or Sakya, but no Madhurya. So he is the first root, he is the Prathama Ankura who exhibited the highest love, considering Krishna to be his lover. So this chapter begins by this beautiful verse where Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is glorifying that how great is Sripad Madhavendra Puri, that because to please Madhavendra Puri, the Supreme Lord in the form of Gopal, the form of Gopal deity or Gopinath, what they did. So So Yasmin Datum Choryan Shir Bhantam. Choryan means to steal. What did Gopinath steal? Gopinath is a deity in Ramuna. I have been there many years back. It is in Odisha, some around 140-50 kilometers away from Bhubaneswar. There is a very beautiful deity of Gopinath, and his name is Shir Chora Gopinath. He is known as Shir Chor. So Krishna normally we see Gopinath, and before Gopinath we see Radha Gopinath. But he is not known as Radha Gopinath. He is known as Shir Chor Gopinath. Why? Because he stole Shir, that means the offering that was made to him, the bhoga which was made to him. And some acharyas say that if we offer something to Krishna, and if Krishna takes out something, then we cannot say it is stealing. Can you say that? No. If somebody is offering you some items, and from those items, if you select something for yourself, then it cannot be called stealing. So why it is stealing? Because Gopinath did not steal by the time it was being offered. After the offering was complete, after the offering is made, so what it becomes, bhoga is converted into prasad. This is what we do every day. We try to offer bhoga to Krishna and we receive prasad. So once bhoga offering is done, then it does not belong to Krishna. To whom it belongs? Then it belongs to devotee. Because they will, and they have the right to have prasad. So after bhoga offering was made, and after that, because Gopinath stole the pot of the sweet rice, so that is why it is called stealing. This is very technical. That after the offering was complete and the pujari took out, after that Gopinath stole it. So, Yasmai Dhatum Choryan Shira Bhandam. So, Madhavendra Puri is so exalted, so revered, so affectionate to Krishna, so dear to Krishna, that to please Madhavendra Puri, he even stole the pot of sweet rice. Gopinath Shir Chorabhi Abhut. So, Gopinath, the deity of Krishna in the form of Gopinath, he stole the pot of sweet rice just to offer it to Madhavendra Puri. Just see, all of us are thinking that if we can make an offering and Krishna can accept. But here, what is being offered to Krishna, Krishna is stealing and keeping it so that it can be offered to his devotee. So what is the position of such a devotee? That the Lord agrees to become a thief. We see in the case of Bhagavad Gita, he becomes the chariot driver and he is called as Parthasarthi because he was driving the chariot of Arjuna. He took the position of a charioteer and Krishna does not feel ashamed. Krishna is not at all embarrassed or ashamed by serving his devotee. Rather, he takes pride in serving his devotee. But here, in the case of Madhavendra Puri, he takes an extraordinary step. I mean, something which is never heard of or which is never expected. That he goes to the extent of stealing, of becoming a thief to offer it to his devotee. So that is the affection or that is the love that Lord Gopinath had for Madhavendra Puri. And Sri Gopala Pradurasit Vashasan. And previously, when Madhavendra Puri, he was in Braja, when he was near Govardhan. Then Gopal, the deity in the form of Gopal, Pradurasid means that he became manifest or he appeared. So Gopal appeared. How he appeared? Vashasan. Vasha means because he is in control. So here Prabhupada is saying who is captivated. How Gopal appeared? Because he was captivated by Yat Premna by the love of Tam Madhavendra Puri, and I offer my respectful obeisances to Sripad Madhavendra. It's a very beautiful. Uh, this is the pranam mantra for Sripad Madhavendra Puri. So let us see the translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Madhavendra Puri, who was given a pot of sweet rice stolen by Sri Gopinath, celebrated thereafter as Sri Vacho. So, when we start to practice bhakti or we start the practice of Krishna consciousness, and when we become serious, when we have initiation, then the spiritual master changes our name. We get a spiritual name. But here, what we see, the Supreme Lord, uh, he is getting the name change. How and why? Because of his uncommon activity. The activity which he performed of stealing the sweet rice. And because of that, Madhavendra Puri love, now Gopinath's name has been changed. From Gopinath, his name has now become Shira Chor Gopinath, one who steals this sweet rice for the favor of his devotee. Being pleased by Madhavendra Puri's love, Sri Gopal, the deity at Govardhan, appeared to the public vision. So, twice the Lord in the deity form. First, he appears, and second, even in the deity form, what he does a special favor for his devotee. Let us see the purport. Bhakti Vinod Thakur annotates that the Gopal deity was originally installed by Braja, the great grandson of Krishna. Madhavendra Puri rediscovered Gopal and established him on top of Govardhan Hill. So previously, this Gopal deity was on top of the Govardhan Hill. But now this Gopal deity is situated at Nathdwara. You might have heard, I don't know how many of you have visited Nathdwara. Some of you have visited Nathdwara? Okay, well, how many of you have visited? Dineshji, you have not visited Nathdwara? I think we have also visited. No? Who else? Nobody else has visited Nathdwara. Alok, you are in Rajasthan. You have not visited. Acha. Ravinder, you raised your hand. You have visited. Yeah, it's a very famous deity. Yeah, of a lot of Vaishnavas and particularly from Gujarat. It is Srinathji. They call this deity as Srinathji. Very, very popular deity in Gujarat and in the central area of Rajasthan. So anyway, so this deity is the original deity which was carved by Rajanam. The other principal deities which were carved by Rajanam are Govind Dev, which is now in Jaipur, then Gopinathji, who is also in Jaipur, and Madan Mohan, that is in Karoli. The worship of the deity is very luxurious, and one who goes there can purchase varieties of prasadam by paying a small price. So that is there. There is a lot of prasadam variety which is available. So then, Jaya Jaya Shri Gaurachandra, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaurabhakta. So all glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Prabhu, and glories to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So Mahaprabhu, after he took sannyas, we all know he took sannyas and he relocated to Nilachal Puri because his mother requested him not to go to Vrindavan because Vrindavan was very far. So Niladri Gamana Jagannath Darshana Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Prabhura Milana Ei Savalila Prabhu Dasa Vrindavana Vistari Kari Ache Uttama Varnana. So Kaviraj Goswami is saying that all these details of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking sannyas and then he goes to Puri, and in Puri he takes the darshan of Lord Jagannath and he delivers Sarva Bhattacharya. So all these pastimes are all explained in detail by Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So there are three principal autobiographies of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The original book is Chaitanya Bhagavat. Like we have Srimad Bhagavatam, which speaks about Krishna and Krishna Leela. So similarly, Chaitanya Bhagavat, it gives details and description and narrations of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the other book, the book that we are referring now, is Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Bhagavat mainly focuses on the details and description of Lord Chaitanya's pastime before he took sannyas. That was mainly in Navadip Leela, first 24 years. Whereas Chaitanya Charitamrita speaks more or focuses more on his post sannyas pastimes. And also we have one more autobiography by Sri Lochan Das Thakur, which is called Chaitanya Mangal. So Kaviraj Goswami has not mentioned much detail before sannyas. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he travels, and when he is traveling from Shantipur and going towards Puri, he comes to the border of Bengal and Odisha. So I am going forward because it's a big chapter. There are more than 300 payas. Hey Mata Mahaprabhu, Chalila Nila Chale, Chari Bhakti Sange Krishna, Kirtana Kota Hale. So if you will hear, you will learn some Bengali also. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded towards Jagannath Puri with four of his devotees, and he chanted the holy name of Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with great eagerness. So entire description of Mahaprabhu's pastime is that the entire time Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And how he chanted with great eagerness. Chari Bhakti Sange Krishna Kirtan Kutu Hale. And he went to village and collected a great quantity of rice and other food grains for the preparation of prasad. So this was another two aspects of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime for masses is to perform kirtan and to distribute prasad. And Kali Yuga, these are the most effective means of making a fruitive worker or a karmi to take to the path of devotional service by engaging him in kirtan and offering him prasad. So the program which is happening of our kirtan, I hope gradually more people will participate in IARM. Manish Prabhu, you're hearing?
Yes,
It's a bona
Prabhuji.
fide program. This is what Mahaprabhu gave. To the mass of men, he made them chant Hare Krishna, sing and dance Hare Krishna, and gave him prasad. Because people do not have the qualification to understand Shastra. But as they take up the process by singing and hearing and chanting and taking prasad, they can be purified and gradually they can move up, they can progress. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he is proceeding, so he comes to a place in Odisha which is called Balashore. That is the district called Balashore. And the village there is called Remuna. Remuna means it is very beautiful. Why it is so beautiful? Because the natural situation there, the natural condition is very, very beautiful. There is a river there, and the place is full of gardens and trees and very fragrant flowers. So this is the place, the dwelling place of Lord Gopinath. There is a very beautiful temple, very ancient deity. The deity of Gopinath is the deity which was personally hand carved by Lord Ramachandra in Treta Yuga. When they were in exile, Lord Ramachandra with Mother Sita and Lakshmana. So in a conversation with Mother Sita, the Lord declared that in my next yuga, in the yuga of Dwapar, I will advent as Gopinath, the Lord of the gopis of the damsels. So Mother Sita became very interested to know that how the Lord will look like as a Gopinath. So Lord Ramachandra himself carved this beautiful deity. This deity is very different. This deity is not like the deities that we have. Somebody knows that? Ravinder, you remember? What is the difference of the deity in Gopinath as compared to the other deities?
No, Prabhuji.
Huh?
I don't
So
know.
what was the purpose of going? This is the difference. I remember before I went to Balasur or to Ramuna with my guide, with my senior, we had 6 hours of discussion, 5 to 6 hours of discussion on this chapter which I'm sharing with you. This is, I think, 2012. Yeah, around 2012 I went there. So, in this deity, which was carved by Lord Ramachandra by his own lotus hand, the deity is not like a marble deity which stands up. What he has done, Lord Ramachandra, because that was the forest area. There was a big black stone. In that black stone, there is the imprint of the deity. Are you getting? Uh, Like if you put some imprint on paper, like paper, the printing is there, na? So you cannot have printing separated from the paper. So it is not like a marble deity. On the stone, there is the imprint of the deity. So that carving is in such a way that the entire stone, it has only the features of the Lord, not the full figure of the Lord. I don't know how much I'm able to uh, make it clear for you. If you can see the deity, I'll try to show you the deity. Then maybe you'll be able to make one. So you cannot have the deity full. The deity is within the stone. The entire features of the deity is an outline. It is an outline on the stone. This is a very old deity and very valuable deity which was carved by Lord Ramachandra himself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his 4 associates, he reaches and he takes darshan of this beautiful deity. The deity of Gopinath in the temple at Ramuna was very attractive. Lord Chaitanya visited the temple and offered his obeisances with great devotion. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching. So whenever we go in any city, if we have to travel, first thing we should be going and taking darshan of the presiding deity, and we should offer our obeisances, our request. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he offered obeisances to the lotus feet of the Gopinath deity, the helmet of flowers on the head of Gopinath fell down and landed on the head of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there was a beautiful crown which was made of flowers on the head of Gopinath. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was offering obeisances, so that flower crown it fell from Gopinath and landed on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that was the uh, blessing. That is the blessings. So when the deity helmet fell upon his head, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased, and thus he chanted and danced in various ways with his devotees. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, just imagine how would be the scene. And the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is chanting, dancing, singing, and what you know, spiritual kind of wave it would have created. Everybody who would have been there, they would have been swept in that wave. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing Sankirtan, then all the pujaris there, Srila Gopinath, they all very much welcomed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to stay that night in that temple along with four of his associates. So they all stayed back. And why he stayed back? There is a reason for that. There is a secret. What is the secret? Mahaprasada Khiralobe Rahila Prabhu Katha Puri Ishwar Puri Tate Yache Katha. So the Lord remained there that night because he was very eager to receive the remnants of sweet rice offered to Gopinath. Because he wanted to taste that sheep which was stolen by Gopinath ji to be offered to Madhvendra. So the love which Gopinath ji offered to his great devotee Madhvendra Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself wanted to relish or taste that nature. How? Because he had heard this pastime of Madhvendra Puri from his spiritual master, Ishwar Puri, who also in the past happened to be there. So see, this is how the parampara is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard it from his spiritual master. And then he uh, further passing it on to his followers. So we should not try to do something which we have not been told. It is very dangerous. Shirachora Gopinath Prasida Tarana Bhakta Gane Kahe Prabhu Sita. This deity was known as widely as Shirachora Gopinath. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his devotees the story of how the deity became so famous. पूर्वे माधव पुरीरा लागी शीर कैला चोरी अतएव नाम हैला शीर चोर हरि. Very beautiful. Purve, when Madhavapuri came, Madhavendra Puri came to take darshan of Gopinath. At that time, Gopinath, out of his love for Madhavendra Puri, he stole one pot of sweet rice. पूर्व में माधव पुरी रे लागी शीर कैला चोरी अतएव नाम होइला शीर चोर हरि. So the Lord takes the name of a thief in reciprocation for his love for his devotees. So Krishna is not image conscious. Krishna does not care to what others will think or what the world will think. He does not look for the moral codes. What he looks for is his relationship with his devotees. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from his own lotus mouth, he speaks about the pastime of Madhavendra Puri, that how Madhavendra Puri became so celebrated, how he became so affectionate to the Lord, that the Lord went to the extent of stealing the pot of sweet rice for him. So the story goes in the flashback that once Sri Madhavendra Puri traveled to Vrindavan, and there he came upon the hill known as Govardhan. Like we also travel and we go to Vrindavan and we try to go to Govardhan. But see what was his consciousness or what was his level of Krishna consciousness. Prema mata nahi tare ratri dini gyan shane ute shane pade nahi sthan sthan. So he was intoxicated, he was maddened in the ecstasy of love. Prema matta. We were saying pramatta, nunam pramatta purute vita. People are intoxicated by sense gratification. And what they perform sinful acts. But here Madhavendra Puri is intoxicated by the love of the Lord. And because he is intoxicated, he is maddened, he is completely immersed in the supreme love of the Lord. He has no cognizance, or he has uh, no external uh, information to whether the time is day or night. So this way he is completely immersed in the love of the Lord. And after circumambulating the hill, Govardhan Hill, how small is the Govardhan Hill? If you have to perform parikrama of Govardhan Hill, uh, it is around 20 kilometers plus, more than 20 kilometers. So Madhavendra Puri circumambulated the hill and he went to Govindpur and took his bath. So after walking for 20-22 kilometers, doing the parikrama of Govardhan, he took bath in Govindpur. And since then he had not eaten nor drank anything and he was tired. So he sat beneath a tree and took some rest. So when he took some rest, there was some sleep he got. Sleep he got because when we are tired and when we are hungry, what happens? There is no energy in the body. So as he laid down, he got some sleep. And as he slept, what he saw? While he was sitting beneath a tree, an unknown cowherd boy came with a pot of milk, placed it before Madhavan Puri, and smilingly addressed him as follows. So something again very unusual happened. A small boy came, cowherd boy, Gopal, or Gopal, yeah, Gopal, Balak came. A boy came, and he was carrying some milk in his pot. And he placed that milk before Madhavendra Puri and smilingly told Madhavendra Puri that, "Oh Madhavendra Puri, please drink this milk I have brought." And he says, "Why don't you beg some food to eat?" Because Madhavendra Puri is in the sannyas order. So sannyasis, what they are supposed? They are supposed to beg. They don't make any income. So why don't you beg some food to eat? What kind of meditation are you undergoing? So when Madhavendra saw the beauty of that boy, he became very satisfied. Hearing his sweet words, he forgot all hunger and thirst. So Madhavendra asked, "Who are you? Where do you reside? And how do you know? How did you know that I was fasting, that I was hungry?" And this boy says, "Sir, I am a cowherd boy and I reside in this village, and in my village no one fasts." Actually, this is true. Whoever is practicing the path of Krishna consciousness, if he is sincerely following, this is Krishna's assurance to all of us that in his kingdom or in his domain, in his place, there is no question of anyone to fast. Amar gramete keha na rahe upavas. And I have recited so many stories I have seen in my personal life that Krishna miraculously makes arrangements for prasad, one who is performing service. It is never that one has to go for fasting. So Krishna is giving this principle that in my village, no one fasts. In this village, if a person can beg food from others and thus eat, that is okay, that is good. Some people drink only milk, but if a person does not ask anyone for food, I supply him all because this is the highest principle. This is the highest principle which a sincere practitioner, a devotee should be aspiring. That we should not ask the Supreme Lord for our own personal requirements. It is very, very selfish to ask the Lord. Like in Christians, Prabhupada used to say, what is the prayer of the Christians? Oh Lord, give us this day our daily bread. So every day they are praying to the Lord. But why they are praying to the Lord? Because they want their bread. So they are worshipping the Lord because the Lord is the bread supplier. Otherwise, they don't want to worship the Lord. So we see from the life of Madhavendra Puri, he never asked for any personal needs or any personal gains. But Gopal is saying that if a person does not ask, I supply him. So that is there. In Bhagavad Gita, in 9.22, Krishna gives a very emphatic principle, a very emphatic declaration. He says, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Ye Jana Pariyupasate, Tesham Vidyabhyayuktanam Yoga Shemam Vaham. One who worships me with exclusive devotion, 9.22. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack. This is Krishna's assurance, not assurance of time. So if somebody is engaged in Krishna's service, Krishna's worship, Krishna is saying he need not worry. Because Krishna says, I will personally carry what they lack and I will preserve what they have. So Madhavendra Puri actually understood this principle. So he never asked for anything for himself. So this way, there is this conversation. And this boy said that I must go very soon to milk the cows. So I'm in a hurry. I don't have so much time to talk to you. So I have given you the milk. I will return and take back the pot. So you please drink the milk. You have the milk. So saying this, the boy left, and Madhavendra Puri's heart was filled with wonder. After drinking the milk, Madhavendra Puri washed the pot and put it aside. This is another principle. Whenever we offer prasad, we should clean the plate, utensil in which we have offered, and we should also clean the place where we have offered. Otherwise, it is not in turn with Vaishnava. So we see, after drinking the milk, Madhavendra Puri washed the pot and put it aside. He looked towards the path, but the boy never returned. So Madhavendra Puri could not sleep. He sat and chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And at the end of the night, he dozed a little and his external activities stopped. So when there was little sleep in Madhavendra Puri's eyes, in a dream, Madhavendra Puri saw the same very boy, the very same boy. The boy came before him, holding his hand, and took him to a bush in the mountain. So the same boy who came to deliver the pot of milk. So the same boy appears in the dream of Madhavendra Puri, and he holds the hand of Madhavendra Puri and makes him follow in a place where there is some bushes. The boy showed Madhavendra Puri the bush and said, I reside in this bush. And because of this, I suffer very much from severe cold, rain, shower, winds, and scorching heat. So residing in a bush like somebody is residing in under a tree. So one who is residing under the tree or one who is in the form of a tree, that is why the species of tree is given to those people who do not serve the Supreme God or who do not perform devotional service. Because what the tree can do, his consciousness is so much covered that he cannot save himself. He has to stand always out and he has to bear the severe cold, rain, shower, wind, scorching heat, everything. And there is no rescue from him. So the Lord is saying, this boy is saying that because I am in the bush, so I am also suffering very much. And please bring the people of the village and get them to take me out of this bush. Then they have them situate me nicely on top of the hill. Please construct a temple on top of that hill, the boy continued, and install me in that temple. After this, wash me with large quantities of cold water so that my body may be clean. So who has appeared? The same boy, that cowherd boy is not an ordinary boy. He is Supreme Lord Krishna. He appears. And he says that I am there hidden in the form of a deity. And I want you to rescue me and perform this service for me by constructing a temple on top of the hill. And then what he says, Bahudin Tomar Patha Kari Nirakshana Kave Asi Madhavama Kari Ve Sevana. So Gopal says that, my dear Madhavendra Puri, I have been waiting for you for so long. Bahudin Tomar Patha Kari Nirakshana. I was observing when that day will come, when you will appear, Raja. I have been wondering when will Madhavendra Puri come here to serve me. So this is the perfection of one's devotional service. That the Lord is keen to take service. The Lord is saying that I have been waiting that when will my dear devotee appear, so that Kabe Asi Madhavama Karibe Sevana. Seva means service. When will Madhavendra Puri come here to serve? तमार प्रेम वशे करे सेवा अंगीकार दर्शन दिया निस्तार दे सकल संसार. Out of my unlimited love for you, तमार प्रेम वशे, because I am controlled by your love, I want to accept your services, and because of you I will give audience. Darshan diya, I will manifest myself. I shall appear and nistari me sakala samsara. So I have accepted your service due to your ecstatic love for me. So as we develop the attitude to serve the Lord with love, the Lord becomes very keen to accept that service. When I posted that small recitation by Rianchi, so Dineshji wrote back that Krishna will be very pleased and he will surely bless. That was his comment. So yes, anything which is performed out of love, without selfish interest, it very much pleases Krishna. And Krishna becomes captivated. Krishna becomes captured to accept service from such a servitor, from such a saver, from such his followers who want to serve him with love. What Krishna accepts is actually love. Through the service, what is being offered to Krishna is one's love. Tomar prema veshe kari seva angikar. So it is because of your boundless love for me. I want to accept your service, and to reciprocate with your service, I will appear myself. I will manifest myself, and because of you and because of your love, my audience will be available to even the fallen souls, and they will be delivered. Shri Gopala Nama Mora Govardhana Dhari Vraje Rasthapita Adhikari. Then he discloses that don't think that I am ordinary person. Shri Gopala Nama Mora. I am the same Gopal who is Govardhan Dhari, who lifted this great mountain Govardhan and saved all the Brajavasis from the wrath of Indra. And I was established by Vajra Sthapita. I was established in my deity form by the great king Maharaj Vajranam, and I am the authority. I am the person who is in command of this entire area. So then he says that because the Muslims had attacked and the priest and the devotees, out of fear, they ran away and they hid me behind this bush. So for long, I have been confined in the bush. So the question comes, so what was the need for the Lord to appear now? When he was hidden for so many years. What was the need for him to appear now? Why he is appearing? Huh? Toma Premavesha. Because of the boundless love, out of the unlimited love of the devotee of like Madhvendra Puri, the Lord cannot hide himself. He wants to come and reciprocate with his devotee. So after saying this, the boy disappeared, then Madhvendra Puri woke up and began to consider the dream. And in short, so Madhvendra Puri, he speaks about his dream, he speaks about the appearance of Gopal in his dream, and how Gopal had desired to rescue him from the bush, establish him on top of the Govardhan hill. So this way, he fixed in mind. Madhavendra Puri cried for some time. Madhavendra Puri cried. Why? Because he was very much overwhelmed, ecstatic. You know that the Supreme Lord Himself came, not only in the dreams, but also as a cowherd boy to give him the pot of milk. But he could not recognize that the Supreme Lord is God. So he became ecstatic. But then he hid his emotion, he hid his feelings. Why? Because what was more important? He fixed his mind on executing the order of Gopal. And thus he became tranquil. This is more important. Our feelings, our sentiments, our emotions, or our likings or dislikings, uh, they should not uh, try to overwhelm our service. This is very important. They are secondary or subsidiary. Here, Sripad Madhavendra Puri is showing the example that he did not consider his personal emotion or feeling or ecstasy much importance. What was more important? He fixed his mind on executing the order of Gopal. So what was the order of Gopal? To please rescue me and establish me on top of the hill. So this way he assembled the villagers and then he took them to that place where the deity was hidden in the bush. And when they saw the deity with dirt and grass, they were all struck with wonder and pleasure. After they had cleansed the deity of the body of the deity, some of them said that the deity is very heavy, very heavy. No single person can move him. Since the deity was very happy, many of the stronger men assembled to carry him on top of the hill. Madhvan Puri was also sent there. So 500 years back, the height of Govardhan Hill was not so less what we see today. Because every passing day, the height of Govardhan Hill is coming down. This is the secret that after we have crossed 5,000 years in Kali Yuga. So after further 5,000 years, there will be no Govardhan Hill. The Govardhan Hill will become disappear because every day it is losing its height. So this way, so with a lot of effort, the villagers along with Madhvendra Puri, they carried the deity on top of the Govardhan Hill and they placed a big stone and made it into a throne. So what they did on top of the Govardhan Hill, because it is a hill, you cannot keep the deity, it will fall. So what they did, they made a platform, a throne, by placing a big stone. And on top of that stone, they installed the deity. And also that the deity should not fall, what they did, they placed another stone behind the deity, the back side of the deity, so that the deity remains in support, standing in support. And all the Brajavasis, all the uh, residents of Braja, when they came to know that Gopal has appeared, they became very joyous. In Brajavasi's heart, there is always Gopal. So the Brahmana priest of the village gathered together with 9 water pots And from Govindpur lake, they brought there and filtered. So how Abhishek is to be done? There are so much details are there. The water was filtered. That way it was made clean. And the deity was installed. 900 pots of water were brought from Govindpur. And there were musical sound of bugles and drum. So this way a huge Abhishek ceremony took place. The bathing ceremony of the deity of Gopal on top of the Govardhan hill, and there was a installation ceremony. So, like a new temple opening, a new deity installation. So, this great festival, this Mahotsav was observed, and the installation ceremony, some people sang and some danced. All the milk, yogurt, and clarified butter in the village were brought for the festival. This is very important. All the residents of the village near the Govardhan hill, when they came to know that Gopal has appeared, so they did not do what we do, that they bring one portion of what we have. Here it is said, all the milk, whatever milk was there with them in their store, all the milk, yogurt, and clarified butter in the village were brought to the festival. This is Brajavasi. Brajavasi means that his Lord or his master is Krishna. And he engages everything in service of Krishna. Then he is a Brajavasi. Otherwise, he is a Vilasi, Bhoga Vilasi. He cannot be a Brajavasi. And various kinds of foods. So, elaborate arrangement was done to prepare Bhoga for Gopal. And there is a vivid description, a very big description, that so many items were prepared. And Sri Madhavendra Puri personally began the Abhishek bathing ceremony. What did the Lord say? That I have appeared because Prema Veshe, because of my love for you, and I have been captured. And what I will do? I will accept service. So Madhavendra Puri personally served Gopal in all the ways. I was struck with wonder when I went to Udupi this year. I came to know that the head priest, he, for 2 years he has service, he does not go outside the boundary of temple. Why? Because he has to personally serve the deities throughout the day. So he does not move out of the temple. So that is the kind of dedication or determination required to actually make the Lord appear. And Madhavendra Puri set the standard of deity worship, that he personally began the Abhishek bathing ceremony. And when the deity bathing, the Abhishek was happening, there was chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. First, the deity was massaged with large quantity of oil, so the body became glossy. So there were many offerings made in the bathing ceremony. Then the Panchagavya, Panchamrit, Snan Karana, Mahasnan. So there is bathing, and then there is Mahasnan was performed with ghee and water, which were brought in 100 pots. So there is elaborate description of how the bathing ceremony took place. Why? Because the Lord wanted it. He said that my body has been exposed to so much of heat, so much of dirt has been on my body. So please perform Abhishek. So this way, the deity was offered so many pots of water and milk and yogurt and ghee and madhu. Madhu is honey, all the panchagavya. So after the body of the deity was clean, he was dressed very nicely with new garment. Then sandalwood pulp, tulsi garland, and other fragrant garland flowers were placed upon the body of the deity. See, this is the standard of deity worship. Garlands must be there. In case, at least if the garland is not there, the flowers must be there. Offering must be there. And after the bathing ceremony was finished, incense and lamps were burned and all kinds of food offered before the deities. These food included yogurt, milk, and many sweetmeats as were received. So mainly in Braj, What is the well? The well is the cows. And what comes from cows is milk. And what is made from milk? So many preparations. Prabhupada says that the milk is the miracle food. You can prepare more than 1,000 preparations from milk, which is sufficient to nourish the entire body. So in this way, deity was offered very many offerings and many preparations. And after the offering was done, so it is said that as soon as the people of the village understood the deity was going to be installed, they brought their entire stocks of rice, dal, and wheat flour. Not only they brought the entire stock of milk and yogurt and ghee and butter, but also their entire stocks of rice, dal, and wheat flour. They brought such large quantities that the entire surface on the top of the hill was filled. So much was being offered to the bar. When the villagers brought their stack of rice, dal, today I don't think we will be able to do Bhagavad Gita. So let us have this very wonderful description. See the standard, what impeccable high standard of deity worship was established by Madhyavan. In our parampara, he is the first Acharya who sets the standard of deity worship, rather how to worship the Supreme Lord. What is it called to serve the Lord with one's heart or with one's loving devotion? So everything belongs to Krishna. Not that what I have, I will give some percentage to Krishna and the rest I will use in my own service. So we see that the entire village, the potters of the village brought all kinds of cooking pots in the morning. So whoever had whatever he had with him, the stock, the resource, the asset, the wealth, everything was being offered to the Supreme Lord, Gopal. So 10 Brahmanas cooked the food grains and 5 Brahmanas cooked both dry and liquid vegetables. So many descriptions are there. The vegetable preparations are made from various kinds of spinach, fruits and fruits collected from forest, and someone made bada and badi by mashing dal. So this way, hundreds and hundreds of preparations were made. 5 to 7 men prepared large quantities of chapati. So some people were preparing vegetable rice and dal. So this way, a huge offering was being prepared for the satisfaction of Gopal. Pots of yogurt, milk, buttermilk, and shikharani, sweet rice, cream, and solid cream were placed alongside the vegetables. So in this way, Annakuta ceremony was performed, and Madhavendra Puri personally offered everything to Gopal. So we see that Annakut, we observe Annakut on the day of Govardhan Puja, the day with Krishna lifted over the hill. But Madhavendra Puri observed this Annakut festival every day for continuously 2 years, till the time he lived in Raja. So lot of details are there. Although Sri Gopal ate everything offered, still by the touch of his transcendental hand, everything remained as before. This is how the Lord accepts the offering. It is very transcendental. He accepts also, but he leaves it. Everything remains as before. How he takes? He accepts it through his eyes. Or what he accepts? He does not accept the ingredients or the grain or the fruit or the sweet. What he accepts is the love. And Prabhupada quotes this verse, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Upritam Ashnami Priyata. So you will see in your practice of Krishna consciousness, when you have prepared prasad exclusively for the bhoga of the Supreme Lord in proper consciousness. So, and when you offer to Krishna and when you receive back the bhoga as prasad, you will see it will be very different. It will give a transcendental taste. Why? Because Krishna has accepted it. And Krishna mixes his love, his saliva in his bhoga offering. So that saliva, when it comes in touch with us, we can experience that higher taste, that transcendental taste. So how Gopal ate everything while the food remained the same was transcendently perceived by Madhven Puri Goswami. Nothing remains a secret to the devotees of the Lord. So when we make offering, mostly the people who are non-devotees or those who are self-gratifiers, they make joke many times that how your Lord is eating. If he would be eating, then how can you have everything remaining? If everything is remaining, that means he is not eating. That means he is a idol, he is a murti. Why you are wasting your time? But he cannot understand. So here Kaviraj Goswami is saying that how Gopal ate everything while the food remained the same was transcendently perceived by Madhvendra Puri Goswami. Nothing remains secret to the devotees of the Lord. So in this way, the wonderful festival and installation of Gopalji was arranged in one day. And this is another uh, great contribution of Madhvendra Puri, that he arranged everything just in one day. The same day he found the deity, the same day the deity was installed on top of the hill, the same day the Abhishek happened, and same day so much of Bhoga offering. Everything happened in the same day. So we said Gopalji was arranged in one. Certainly all this was accomplished by the potency of Gopal. No one but a devotee can understand this. So devotee who has love for Krishna, who performs devotional service, can only understand the transcendental meaning of Krishna. So in this way, Madhvan Puri served Gopalji for 2 years consecutively the same schedule. First, the elaborate Abhishek offering, and after Abhishek offering, then so much of Bhoga offering, and after Bhoga offering, then he distributed so much of prasad. And what about himself? Entire day Madhvan Puri was busy, engaged in performing so many services. And after the Lord was given rest by Madhvan Puri bought a new pot, and over this he spread a new bedspread and just made the bed ready. So he offered everything, and every service he did personally, even to take the devotees to rest. A temporary temple was constructed by covering the bed all around with straw mattresses. So this way, he made all arrangements so that the Lord can very comfortably be in his temple. So after the Lord was laid down to rest on the bed, Madhvan Puri gathered all the Brahmanas who had prepared the prasadam and said to them, now feed everyone sumptuously, from the children up to the aged. So once the Lord was fed, the service of the Lord in the deity of Gopal was done, then Madhvendra Puri directed that let there be mass prasadam distribution. Everyone was to be covered. And there is glory of how he distributed prasad to everyone. So I spoke about it in the morning. I said that Madhvendra Puri Pad is the founder Acharya of prasadam distribution. Nowhere we see such large scale prasadam distribution happening every day, as was happening in the case of Madhvendra Puri. So the villagers in Braja, village after village, they all came, they all flocked to come and take darshan of Gopal, and after taking darshan of Gopal, they all ate prasad. After seeing the influence of Madhvendra Puri, all the people gathered there were struck with wonder, and they saw that the uncooked ceremony which had been performed during the time of Krishna was now taking place again by the mercy of Srimad Madhvendra Puri. So in this way, this continued for 2 years. Every day the same schedule. And every day there was so much of prasadam distribution. So it was advertised throughout the country that Lord Gopal has appeared atop Govardhan Hill, and all the people from neighboring villages came to see the deity. So there was so much of visitors, there was so much of rush of people, those who were coming to take darshan of Gopal and to eat prasad. So, and then what happened? Madhavan Puri was such an expert manager that all the village people they wanted to make offering. So one village after another was pleased to beg Madhavan Puri to allot them one day to perform the Anput ceremony. Thus, day after day, the Anput ceremony was performed. So he gave every village one day to perform this Bhoga offering. So in this way, this program continued, and Sri Madhavan Puri did not eat anything throughout the day. So much prasad he made, he offered to deities, and so much prasad was being distributed among the uh, common people. But he himself did not eat anything throughout the day. But at night, after laying the deity at rest, he took a milk preparation. So much he was renounced. So much he was selfless in performing his service. So this happened, as I am saying, this happened for 2 years. Consecutively, for 2 years, this program happened every single day without any change. And Madhavan Puri, at the night, at the dead of night, he would take some milk and milk preparation and rest and wake up before so that he can offer service. So this way this continued. And then after some time, two Brahmanas in the renounced order arrived from Bengal. And Madhavan Puri liked them very much, kept them in Vrindavan and gave them all kinds of comfort. So when the deity appears, the devotees also appear. Isn't there? Wherever there is devotion, the deity will appear and devotees will appear. So two Brahmanas came from Bengal and Madhavan Puri trained them for the service of Gopal. The two were then initiated by Madhavan Puri and entrusted them with the daily service of love. This service was performed continuously and the worship of deity became very joyous. Thus Madhavan Puri was very pleased. So one more thing, as some service is given to us, we should try to uh, bring that service to a new dimension, to a higher level, to a higher standard, so that the Lord is pleased. This is what Madhavan Puri did. In this way, the deity temple was very gorgeously performed for 2 years. Then one day, Madhavan Puri had a dream. Again, Madhavan Puri saw a dream. So, what is the dream? Gopal kahe puri amar tapa nahi aya malay chandan lepi tabe se judaya. In his dream, Madhavan Puri saw Gopal, the same Gopal, the same village boy Gopal will appear. He says, my bodily temperature still has not decreased. After 2 years of having so much of abhishek, so much of offering, so much of opulence, and so much of worship, and the Supreme Lord, he appears in the dream and tells Madhavan Puri that my bodily temperature has still not decreased. Please bring sandalwood from the Malay province and smear the pulp over my body. One of the characteristics of sandalwood is that it brings the cooling effect. So, another instruction given by Gopal to Madhavan Puri that you go to Malay. Malay is Malaysia, but here Malay Chandan is also found in Jagannath Puri. And he says, bring sandalwood fur from Jagannath Puri, kindly go quickly. Since no one else can do it, you must. And the Lord is saying that you personally go. After having this dream, Madhavan Puri Goswami became very glad. And due to ecstasy of love of Godhead, in order to execute the command of the Lord, he started towards Bengal. So I will summarize here because time is over. And I am very tired. And tomorrow I have to go to the flower market because day after tomorrow is God. So I also have to concentrate on my service. So on the order of Gopal, Madhven Puri from Govardhan, he went to Jagannath Puri, around 2000 kilometers, without any arrangement, without any resource, without any companion, alone. Because in his heart, he knew only one thing, that was to perform service. And in performing service, whatever may be the difficulty, whatever may be the hardship, whatever may be the impediment or inconvenience, that becomes government. And finally, he comes to Gopinath, walking from Govardhan. He comes to this Shirchor Gopinath, and in this Shirchor Gopinath, he takes rest for one day, and then he proceeds towards Jagannath Puri. And in Jagannath Puri, when he came to Yamuna, when he saw this deity of Gopinath being offered this sheep, which is called Amrit Keli. It's a very opulent preparation. So Madhvendra Puri also had a desire in his heart. He thought that if I would also want to offer this Amrit Keli to my deity of Gopal, but I don't know what is there in this, what is so special about this Amrit Keli. So if I get some Amrit Keli, so that I can taste it to find out what it is prepared of, then I can prepare it for Gopal. So as Madhvan Puri desired this, the Supreme Lord, Gopinath, in the deity form, he stole one bottle and hid it behind his deity form. And when the Pujari came to take the Bhoga, one pot was not given, one pot was missing. And that pot he had kept for Madhvan Puri. And in the night, Gopinath, the deity, he appeared to the Pujari and told him, Hey Pujari, uh, there is one devotee of mine named Madhven Puri, and he wants to taste this kheer. So for him, I have stolen this pot of kheer. So tomorrow morning, when you come to worship me, you take this sheep, this Amrit Keli, and go to the marketplace where Madhven Puri is there and offer him this. That is how the deity of Govinda became Shiva. Intense love of Madhvendra Puri and his desire to perform service that the Lord himself stole the pot of Amrit Puri. And when the Pujari finds Madhvendra Puri, Madhvendra Puri feels very shy. He feels so much of shy and he becomes very worried that his name and fame will be spread and people will come and pay him so much respect. So he runs away. He ran from that place so that nobody can identify him. And he goes to Jagannath Puri, and from Jagannath Puri he collects the sandalwood to bring it back to Gopal. And how much is sandalwood? It is 40 kgs, not little bit, lot of it. And camphor, and he has to return back traveling some 1500 kilometers. And on the way back, he again comes to stay in Ramuna. And again, Gopal appears in his dreams and says, My dear Madhvendra Puri, you have done so much of hard work, so much of labor, so much of inconvenience for me, that you are willing to carry so much of load for me. I am very pleased with you. So you grind this chandan and offer me here in the deity of Gopinath. There is no difference between me as Gopal and Gopinath. So if you offer this chandan here to Gopinath, I will receive it in Govardhan as Gopal. So that is how the Chandan Yatra begins. We have Chandan Yatra because for 21 days, Madhvendra Puri stayed there in Ramuna and he got all the sandalwood blinded and he placed it on the deity form of Gopinath. So this is the great reciprocation of the Lord and his devotee. The most important, and the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, is the service attitude of Mahaprabhu. He was willing to go to any extent. He was willing to take any discomfort. He was willing to take any risk to please the Supreme Lord. So his service attitude is unparalleled. And because of his service, he was able to capture the Lord. And he expressed such a static feeling of separation from the Lord. Who will feel separation from the Lord? Not anyone and everyone. That person only will feel separation from the Lord who has intense love. When there is no love, where is the question of separation? Whom do we feel separation with whom we had association, or we had some intimate dealing, then we feel separation. Otherwise, we don't feel separation. So he exhibited the Vipranama bhav, the highest bhav, the mood of intense separation with God. And in that separation, he called the Lord, he cried out to the Lord. And that is the bhav of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani expresses that mood of separation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to taste, we will discuss this in Krishna believed that love of Srimati Radharani, that she experiences in acute separation from Krishna. And that mood, that bhav of loving separation, that is the highest pleasure of feeling separation from Krishna. We cannot imitate it. It is unnatural. We don't know what it is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that only three people know this love. Who are the three people? First is Srimati Radharani knows this. And second who knows is Sripad Madhvendra. And who is the third person? Is Lord Chaitanya himself. No one else. He said no one else knows this highest state of emotional feeling which was there in Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri is the first root, is the Pratham Ankur, or is the Adi Sutra, from where this ecstatic feeling of love which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited, it emanated or originated. So in the Madhava Sampradaya, there was no such experience of such ecstatic love. And Madhavendra Puri established the deity of Srimati Radharani. Before that, in Madhvacharya, if you go in Udupi also, you will see only the deity of Krishna. There is no Srimati Radharani. So the worship of Radha and Krishna was first established by Sripad Madhavendra. So this is some of the glorious contribution and the glorious position of Sripad Madhavendra Puri. And his service attitude, his surrender, his deep feeling to please the Lord is so pleasing that the Lord is always appearing. I spoke about it in the morning because I did not have so much of time that I took with you. So I expressed it in the form of acronym. Puri. P stands for he was so pure-hearted. He's so pure-hearted that the Supreme Lord wants to take as a patient. Again and again Krishna appears and personally desires to accept service from him. So how our service can increase to the extent we become pure. To the extent we remain impure, we will remain far from service. You will find service is very difficult. There is no loving feeling to serve, so there will always be struggle. But as we become pure, service will become natural because that is the natural position of the soul. And that purity is exhibited fully by Madhvendra. So P stands for pure heartedness, and U stands for uninterrupted service. Under any consideration, he did not compromise with this service. And U also stands for unflinching faith. He had such faith, such deep faith in the Lord that he never thought of anything else. He never felt any fear or any insecurity in his heart. And R stands for his renunciation, also his realizations, his very developed or highly elevated spiritual realizations. He was completely renounced. You see, so much of prasadam was being prepared and distributed. He was not taking it for himself. You see, even the Goswamis, they did not consume. He only took little just to keep his body and soul together. And when he became famous, that what a devotee is Madhavan Puri, for him, Gopinath is stealing the pot, he ran away from the place. So that he went out, he respected. That is real renunciation. And I stands for intense love. Intense separation, this feeling of intense separation, which is a manifestation of this intense. So this is the great character and the contribution of Sri Puri, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this. And this is what he taught to you. The loving feelings of performing devotional service and the highest ecstatic feeling of separation from Krishna. The different bhav, which is the bhav, the mood and the sentiment, the emotion of Srimati Radha. So I will stop here. Oh my God, it has crossed 9. If somebody wants to say something quickly, you can have a word. I don't promise tomorrow because I have a lot of service. But I will try to start Gautam. But I can try it this way. In Chetan Chaitamrit, as I've been speaking the last 2-3 times, the first 7 chapters, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami establishes only one truth, the highest truth, that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the same personality, the supreme absolute truth, Krishna. So there are 3 internal reasons for appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is very elevated, like something what we discussed today. And there are 3 external reasons of appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will try to start from the external reasons of the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that why he appeared in this world. Like we saw today, why Gopal appears, why the deities appear. Deities don't appear for the mass of men. Deities appear because there is a devotee, and to accept service from that devotee, the deity appears. So it is very important which deity we are worshipping. Like we are worshipping Shri Radha Parthasarthi. Who made this deity manifest? Srila Prabhupada. Out of love of Srila Prabhupada, the deities appear. Why? To reciprocate with the devotee to accept this service. Okay, I'll stop here. I have to stop. There are some other things to be done. Someone has to say something quickly. Just meditate on this pastime of Madhavan Puri. And before I end, there is, you want to know, there is a benediction given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. That would be of great interest to all of us. He says that whoever hears and whoever speaks of this glorious exchange of the Supreme Lord with his greatest devotee Madhavendra Puri, he will become a candidate to receive the Lord's mercy and the Lord's love. Whoever hears this or whoever speaks about this, whoever narrates this, so Madhavendra Puri's Katha, Madhavendra Puri's glory, so he will become recipient of Lord's mercy, of Lord's greatest blessings. And here it is come. It says that Eita Akhyana Kahila Dohra Mahima Prabhura Bhakta Vatsalya or Bhakta Prema Sima. He said, thus I have described both the transcendental glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's affection for his devotees and the highest limit of ecstatic love of God. One who hears this narration with faith and devotion attains the treasure of love of Godhead at the lotus feet of Krishna. Shraddha Yukta Yaha Niha Sune Jana Sri Krishna Charana Sei Pai Prema. So Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahe Mora Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Das. Sri Madhavendra Puri Tirobhavati Mahamahotsav ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is there. Srila Prabhupada given and what they want to do. Hare Krishna. Try to write and don't leave it. Uh, Try to at least appreciate the level of devotional service which was performed by Sripad Maharaj. And we see in the life of Srila Prabhupada also, he completely followed the footsteps. He took so much of risk, and he took so much of inconvenience to perform service to please the spiritual master. So, Prabhupada's glories are also spread in the Srila Prabhupada ki